Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another 2024 presidential election prediction. Today, I have incumbent United States Senator from Missouri, Josh Hawley, and United States Senator from South Carolina, Tim Scott, against United States Senator Elizabeth Warren and United States Senator Martin Heinrich. So the reason I picked these respective running mates is because of, demographic issues for both parties. The Democrats have lost a pretty fair amount of Hispanic voters in 2020 and 2016 when compared to 2012, say. And the GOP has had problems with black voters for years now. So I think these running mates are pretty solid complements to the presidential candidates. And this, unlike some of my other videos, is not an entirely unrealistic election scenario. I mean, I don't see Elizabeth Warren running again, but Josh Hawley I could definitely imagine running in the future. Maybe not 2024, but 2028 and beyond, certainly. Now, once again, not a lot to analyze, with regards to the West Coast, New England, New York, Illinois, Hawaii, because those are safe, Democratic states, or for safe Republican states, like most of the nation's land area, everything from the Mormon Belt to the Deep South. To up to West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri are more or less safe. All right, so I think that leaves us with plenty to analyze. As I said, Alaska, it's been trending a little more left recently, when compared to, say, 2008. Of course, that could be because of Sarah Palin. But, it's trended slightly more Democratic in recent election cycles, though I don't see it leaving the GOP's grip. Texas may be slightly more favorable to Republicans, maybe around a 7 point margin without Trump on the ballot. The Senate race here last year, concurrent with the presidential election, was far more favorable to the GOP, perhaps because Trump was less of an influence there. The Rust Belt is hard, but I think it's going to go by tilt margins to the GOP, all three states. I think Trump made tremendous gains here for the GOP, and I think Josh Hawley can build off of that, especially when you consider that Elizabeth Warren is a very Hillary Clinton-like candidate, a carpetbagger of sorts, pretty well-known female politician and disliked by many. I don't think that will help her in this region. Minnesota, though, I don't see leaving the Democratic column, more like a lean Democrat margin. Ohio and Iowa, likely, it seems. Virginia, I forgot. I should also mention that New Mexico is Heinrich's home state, and Massachusetts is Warren's, though those were never not going to go to the Democratic Party. Just like Missouri and South Carolina were never not going to go to the Republican Party. So I didn't include that at the beginning of the video. But that leaves only a little bit left. New Hampshire, I think, likely for the Democratic Party. It's trended left in the last few years. It may also be positively affected by the fact that Elizabeth Warren is a senator from a neighboring state in Massachusetts. Maine at large in District 1, safe. Usually safe for the Democratic Party. I think, though, by a lean margin, I think that Josh Hawley can deliver on that one electoral vote, Maine District 2. Trump won here both times, even in his losing 2020 bid. And as I said, I can see Josh Hawley working with that in the future if we got to change at large back. Nebraska, safe at large, safe District 1, safe District 3. District 2, I think, is going to be tilt Democrat. It's pretty hard to predict. Obama won it in 08. I think Romney won in 2012. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. I know for a fact that Trump won it in 2016 and that Biden won it in 2020. So it's really a toss-up here. But, as a city, reasonably fast-growing area, I don't see it leaving the Democratic column in this next election. I could be wrong about that. It's really more of a toss-up, but I've sort of made an official rule for myself that I don't leave anything left as a toss-up. But this is truly a toss-up. North Carolina, I think, is going to be lean, maybe. And Georgia, too, maybe helped out by the fact that Tim Scott will do well amongst African-American voters. Well, Tim Scott will be vice presidential candidate, but I think he could help with African-American voters in these states, of course. He's a senator from South Carolina, a neighboring state. I think that could help. Florida, I don't see leaving the GOP column, probably a lean margin too. I can see Ron DeSantis, another prominent GOP figure, heavily campaigning for these guys, receiving his endorsement. As for Nevada, usually, I'm going to put it as lean this time. I think, it's reasonably inelastic, though. It hasn't left the Democratic column for some time now. The last time the GOP carried it was George W. Bush in 2004. I don't see that changing. Arizona, I think it's hard, but I'm going to put it as tilt GOP, going back into the GOP column. I'm not sure how the McCain family will feel about this, especially in wake of Josh Hawley having a major role on January 6th with his objection to the electoral vote results, being a proponent of President Trump. But I think the fact that he simply is not President Trump will help him with suburban voters here. And that's it. So Josh Hawley and Tim Scott win. Probably another upset. This will be one of these elections where most major news sources expect the Democratic candidate, being Elizabeth Warren, to win. So this isn't an upset. It's actually very similar. Almost exactly like Trump's victory over Hillary Clinton in 2016, if you can believe that. I think this is exactly like that, with the exception of Nebraska District 2. Very interesting. So that's yet another one of my videos. Peace out.